Hello, everyone. Welcome to this webinar. We're going to give it a couple of minutes to wait more people to join. Okay, we're going to start. Welcome, everyone, to this webinar. We're 1 month ahead Hispanic Heritage Month, so it's exciting to have you all in here. We're going to go quickly today through our toolkit, in case you haven't been exposed to it yet. And also, we're going to share all of the resources that we have available for you, as well as the narrative that we are putting out there for Hispanic Heritage Month, and that we hope that all of you adopt in some way or another in your organizations. So we're going to start. As you may know, Hispanics are critical to America in all sense. Hispanics are a reflection of economic power. Hispanics are growth, and Hispanics are the future. We have a lot of data points that help us understand better where we are as a community in the United States, and the impact that we are having in business, in health, in entrepreneurship, with Latinas specifically, in youth, in music, in culture, literally in every way you can think of. So it's clear the data is out there that we are entrepreneurs, voters, contributors, job makers, employees. We are actively putting our efforts in building a better country, and yet we are still underrepresented, misrepresented, and undervalued. So part of the work that we do here at the We Are All Human Foundation and the Hispanic Star, it's working to solve this unity, perception, and representation of Latinos in the US. It's, of course, not a one-man's job, but a collective effort. So that's why we are here today, trying to put out there some tools that might help you, help us as a community to advance together in unity, perception, and representation. The truth is that Latinos have a perception crisis. The reality doesn't match the data. So we need to own our own narrative and change it into positive, into a narrative about progress and prosperity. I'm going to talk about that more a bit ahead in the presentation. So we have the data out there that portrays us as progress and growth, but still in the media or in public opinion, we are still, these are some examples of stereotypes that we are constantly exposed to, no? And that's exactly what we are trying to change. So as I said before, we need a new narrative, a narrative that is meaningful, respectful, and relevant, and that allows us to thrive and to feel better in our own skin and navigate into our daily lives. So for that, we created the Hispanic Star, which is this US Hispanic growth platform, which aims to be a symbol of unity, a symbol of pride, a symbol of what we are achieving as a community and as individuals, and as part of our roles in our daily lives. No, so we encourage you to be exposed to the activities that we have, to utilize the symbol as a symbol of pride, in the same way that the rainbow is a symbol for the LGBTQ plus community, or the SDG ring. Our vision is the Hispanic Star to be this symbol for all of us. No, and for that to happen, we need as much as people on board, and as much as people adopting this symbol as part of our own. No, so this year, this is the 4th year that we have resources out there for Hispanic Heritage Month. And this year it's a special one because we are putting out there two powerful concepts. The first one is flip the script and asset values framing. What do we mean by this? So with flip the script, we are inviting everyone to challenge all the negative stereotypes and biases that I spoke about before and that we all are exposed to in our daily lives, and change the conversation and like flip the script and put it into positive and promote a more inclusive and a positive narrative that really reflects what we are and portrays us in a respectful and meaningful way. And with that, we also talk about this asset value framing, allowing us to shift from the deficits to the strengths and highlights all of the positive contributions that we have. It's not a matter of looking down all the time or being victims or being like I don't know, like in the low side of life, but rather be more intentional in highlighting all of the positive things that we bring to our daily lives, in our work, in our families, in our community, and as a community and as a whole. No, so with this in mind, it's that we created the narrative for this year's Hispanic Heritage Month. And before I go to that, this is your invitation. As some of you may or may not know, we have been doing these informative webinars for the past 6 months with a tremendous response from companies and organizations like yours, for the ones that are here, adopting these tools and adopting these resources in whichever way is possible within your workspace, so that we can every time add more and more people to this cause, not this collective cause. So officially, this is your invitation to activate Hispanic Heritage Month. We are 1 month away, so we still have time and we still have space to plan and to create good things together, no? So for that, I'm gonna talk about the theme that we are putting out there this year. This theme is very it's very connected to the national theme as well. With the national theme is building prosperous and healthy communities, and our theme is Hispanics are the drivers of America's prosperity, power, and progress. It's an idea. It's a sentence that involves all of the positive things that we are contributing nowadays to the U.S. and that we will continue to do so for decades, I'm sure. It's important also for us to share with you the weekly breakdown of the themes that every that will be happening during Hispanic Heritage Month, so that we all align and that we all find the resources that we need and that are relevant to the national conversation. No, remember, if we make noise together, it's more possible that it gets to more people rather than if we have individual efforts on our own. No, so in this sense, the first week of Hispanic Heritage Month, it will be all about jobs and the economy. The second week, all about climate. The third week, education, and the fourth week, mental health and wellness. So with that in mind, I'm going to show to you a short video of how can we use the toolkit, and what do we mean also by, after the video, I'm going to talk about what do we mean about prosperity, power, and progress with data points.
Latinos are a driving force of prosperity, power, and progress in the U.S. And for the 4th year in a row, we have prepared a toolkit to help companies and organizations activate Hispanic Heritage Month in a powerful way. If you want to celebrate your Hispanic employees, consumers, and community members, this toolkit is an essential resource for planning your Hispanic Heritage Month activations. The Hispanic Star toolkit includes everything you need to be equipped for this month, all in one single place. This includes a unifying messaging framework to sync from the same song sheet and create support networks to progress, celebrate, and uplift the community to prosperity. We have prepared a guideline with key messages, narrative, and talking points for internal and external communication. Additionally, the toolkit includes ready-to-go presentations and datasets to spread the word about the power of Hispanics. With A to Z facts and figures from the most reputable sources about demography, behavior, and sentiment of Latinos in the U.S., as well as did you knows and infographics. Use this data and let everyone know the Latino community's power and contributions to the progress of America. Furthermore, communication assets are provided under a unifying branding constituted by visual assets for social media, videos, logos, radio scripts, web banners, out of home, print materials, and more, with sample applications included. Adopt the Hispanic Star look and seize the marketing opportunity presented with Hispanic Heritage Month. Join the visionary leaders that engage genuinely with Hispanics and activate the Hispanic Heritage Month Toolkit. Let's unite forces and set the record straight that Latinos are driving prosperity, power, and progress. Download and use our toolkit at hispanicstar.org/toolkit.
All right. So without further notice, let me go to the toolkit. So as the video mentioned, the URL is hispanicstar.org/toolkit, and I'm going to go directly to it to show you the resources that you have. So if you type hispanicstar.org/toolkit, as I mentioned, you will get to this page where you will find all of the resources that we explained in the video. So the first one, it's a briefing book. This briefing book, I'm going to go I'm going to spend a few minutes in here because this is the one piece of information that contains everything that we've been talking about. It's a good read. It's a long read, but it's something that will set you in the mood and will give you the facts, give you the data, and give you the elements that you need to activate. So in this briefing book, you will find the objectives for Hispanic Heritage Month, some of the important things, of course, a message from our founder, Claudia Romo Edelman. You will find the narrative, meaning the overarching theme of Latinos as drivers of prosperity, power, and progress. I'm going to dive a bit into that later. You will find these key messages, detailed key messages, and also a summary in case you don't want to have something quicker to read. We have a U.S. Hispanic Manifesto as well with 10 points that speak directly to our culture, our values, and our place in today. The U.S. Hispanic Decalogue, and of course the Hispanic Star Call to Action, which I've been sharing all along as for us to act collectively. You will also find links to the toolkit. Meaning to the unifying messaging framework in case you need messages for social media as an individual or as a corporation. All of these are messages that you can take and tweak and adapt and adjust as whichever way works for you, and in the way that it makes sense and aligns with your corporate message as well, or your organizational message. This is just inspiration for all of you. You will find some templates as well. I will show you some key templates that might be helpful for that. You will find data sets and branding and communication assets, and also a list of the ways that you can, that you can activate this toolkit, examples that we've done in the past with other partners and allies. And of course, last but not least, the Hispanic Star events and activations. I'm going to talk about that later as well. So I'm going to go quickly through this document. This is, as I mentioned, a very interesting read for all of us that are trying to elevate the narrative of our community and also have a Hispanic Heritage Month with a more meaningful intention this year. So quickly going through the objectives, we need to position Hispanics as positive contributors to the country and as growth. We need to speak with one voice and just have a unified kickoff on September 15th and throughout the month. We really have the objective to make Hispanic Heritage Month mainstream in a meaningful way, not in a way that we speak about fiesta, but in a way that we speak about our crucial and important role in the country. And of course, elevate the Hispanic Star to elevate Latino visibility as well. These are some of the dates. Most of them are already done. So in here, you will find what do we mean by Latinos driving prosperity, power, and progress in America. So this is the first executive summary. This is the first part, like the first excerpt of information. What do we mean by prosperity? What are the evidence points that back up the economic prosperity? Also part of the part of these data points are in here listed with the most with sources, with official sources for it. And as you will see later in the document, we have just an extensive amount of data for you to consult. Power also meaning as something that is evident and something that you cannot longer ignore because it's here. So in here, we talk about the representation in population, in education, in politics, etc. And progress, of course, how Latinos have been improving and advancing in every aspect, from economy to population to you name it, no? So as I mentioned, this is the executive summary. And in here, then you will find some detailed key messages and evidence data points. We talk about labor force, we talk about frontline workers, we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about Latino values as well. We talk about our strength, our resilience, the values that make us unique and that make us contribute even more. And of course, well, as you can see, a lot of information in here. We talk about Latinas, we talk about Hispanic culture, we talk about music, about food, about tech, about STEM. So in here you can see also some of the numbers as the time has gone by from 2000 to 2022. What do we mean by Latinos growing in economy? What are the numbers? So here you can find all of this information, the workforce, of course, etc. So in here, I'm not gonna go for every single aspect of this decalogue, but it's important for you to know that you have it in here and that you can take a look, a detailed look, whenever you want. We have the call to action that I mentioned as well, and this unifying messaging framework, which, as I mentioned, these are excerpts of content and of narrative that we have already, like in a breakdown that you can easily take and adopt and adjust and include in every messaging that you have. No, we have the recommended hashtags for the month. We also have ready to go copy and paste social media messaging for any social network that you want. If you're a company and you want to highlight some of the things that you're doing for your Latino employees or for your Latino community, these are some messaging things that you can from which you can take inspiration, as I mentioned. Here are some, as you can see, you can find all the links in here. That's why I'm mentioning that this is the one piece of document that we encourage you to read and to know, because you will have everything in here. So I'm going to show you the templates and then go back to the toolkit. So these templates, for example, we have this presentation of Hispanics in the US. It's a Google Drive presentation, but we can happily export to PDF or PPT if you need it, where you have everything. All of the data points are in here. We have it in English and in Spanish. And we have also talking points that can help you deliver a message. No, feel free to reach us if you have information, if you have any questions. So, and this part is also it's one of the most popular pieces that we have. These are data sets about the Hispanic community, which encompass all of the most important and popular and relevant studies from reputable sources about demographic behavior and sentiment. So in here, you will find an index. If you're looking for something about Hispanic demographics, you will find an index where you will see all of the studies that we have. In here, I'm showing it as a presentation, but we have it as a PDF. When you download it from the toolkit, you will see it as a PDF, and then you will be able to click through the document so that it's easier for you to navigate it. As you can see, this is a very, very extensive document, but you will find the key findings of every study linked here, and also the access to the full report, then going back to the index. So this is honestly one of the most popular pieces of content that we have in there, that we encourage you to take a look at. So now going back to the toolkits, to the website, you will find everything here, as I mentioned before. In here, if you scroll down, you will find all the resources that I've been mentioning about. So this is this is what you will see when you arrive to the part of the Finder. It's how we call it. And in the top part, we have established the most popular categories so far. These are not the only ones that we have, but are the most used ones, no? The most frequently used ones. So in here, if you're looking for data, you will find in here the top assets, the top performers assets about data, no? And you can scroll in here. We have a lot of infographics. We have in here some print materials that have data that you can just include in the aisles of your companies. We have the presentation that I just showed you with about Hispanics in the US. And every asset has the opportunity to share directly on social, to download, or to take a look. In case you are not, you don't have to download everything. You can just scroll through things and take a look to things, and then decide what you will utilize. All of the print materials that I'm going to show you here, for example, all of these are editable files that you can just send to your printer and it will be done. Or if you want to include your logo in it and then print it, then that's fine. All of these resources are for you, are free, and are so that you can tweak as you need and amplify as you prefer as well. No, we have some mock-ups so that you can have an idea of how it will look in whichever way. Also, we have some resources about internal comms, meaning, for example, I don't know, if you want to have an internal newsletter, an internal op-ed, or if you want to shine a light on your Hispanic employees, we have a template for that, a template for all of that. If you have space in your website, or if you are running some ads for Hispanic Heritage Month, you can find some of the standard ad sizes are here. We can happily create new ones if you need so. And also in here, besides having banners, we have social media, no, vertical, square, blah, blah. So this is the general view of things, but we also have an extra filter in here. You can filter, for example, in English and Spanish, English. And also, beside the categories, as you can see, we have more categories in here. We have here the iconography. We have here the narrative. In the narrative, it's the different elements that I've been mentioning all along. As you can see, we also have the briefing book in Spanish. We have the manifesto in here. We have the guidelines in here as well. The children's toolkit that I'm gonna talk about a bit later in the presentation. We also have divided the toolkit into subcategories, meaning if you're looking only for infographics, for example, you will find them in here. And if you're looking for infographics that are, I think that we have in here, I don't know, related to community, for example, then, okay, that didn't work out well. So in here, if we are looking for community assets, then we will have everything that we have categorized as community. No, we have, for example, these ones, animated infographics in video as well. So it's literally, you can just spend a lot of the time that you need in here trying to find what works for you. In here, we have a lot of videos, as I mentioned. We have resources in vertical or in square. If you are looking for things for Instagram stories, for TikTok, for LinkedIn, for whichever social network, we have it in here. We also have some Zoom backgrounds, op-eds, etc., etc. So I'm going to go back to the presentation. Well, let me see. Let me show you first the toolkit for children. I have it here because that's the next slide. So last month, we had, actually 2 months ago, we launched the children's toolkit for Hispanic Heritage Month, which is, it encompasses 5 lessons. No, in here, you will be able to take a look at these lessons if you are a caregiver or have children at home, or I don't know, if you know someone who runs a school or whatever, you can utilize this as an inspiration so that children can be exposed to history and fun facts about Latinos, no? We have it in English and Spanish, and as you can see, we have also some downloadable files that you can print and have people have children to play with or to interact with. We have some exercises as well that speak about mental health, about dreams, about Latino heroes, etc. So let me go back now, yes, to the presentation so that we can continue. So in here, as I mentioned, we have resources in Spanish. We have it available as well. We have this toolkit for children with everything that I mentioned before. And also today we are launching the communications calendar. This communications calendar, it's intended to be a guide for all of your efforts, meaning we are sharing a daily breakdown of posts starting September 15th to October 15th. This is a plan that we are going to utilize. And if you want to utilize as well, you can do it, meaning that we have luckily all the month already planned in terms of social media posting, for example. In this calendar, you will find also links to these assets. So if we are talking about, I don't know, on the first week that we're or in the week that we're talking about climate, what are the resources that we have for that and how are we talking about it? You will find suggested copy, you will find the link, and you will have the time frame as well in which we are going to be sharing it. This is a good tool because as you saw, we have a lot of data, a lot of information. It's heavy on facts. So this is also a good way to have curated material for by us, curated messaging and data. The data that we think that it's the most relevant that we need to have out there. So in case it's useful, it's happy for you to use. Let me show you how it looks. It's a PDF, and in here you will find the breakdown. For example, in the first week, we are talking about we are kicking off the month with the infographic about Hispanic Heritage Month now. So we have the suggested copy, and you will have the link here to download it and to share it. And in that way, we will have the 4 weeks of information, of copy ready for you to use. So, okay, we're almost there. These are some ways to activate the month. I'm going to go quickly through them and then open a space for you in case you have any questions. So we have internal activations examples, external activations examples, adopt the look, and in the end, I'm going to show to you some of the activities that we have. So these examples are, we have used them in the past, and they have worked and they have been very useful, but this doesn't mean that this is the limit of things. The other way around. This is just like a conversation starter in the sense that these are the things that we are putting in the table for you to activate internally, but the sky is the limit. No, we can activate as much as we can, and if you have any new ideas, we welcome them and we are happy to make them possible. No, so in the internal activations front, we mean highlighting your Hispanic employees, giving them a space, shining a light on them, no, and talking about how they are making your corporation or organization a better place. We also talk about newsletters. We also talk about web banners, posters, data presentations, all of the resources that help you communicate internally what we're trying to achieve with Hispanic Heritage Month. We also have resources for you to equip your employees so that they can share the data. It's so that the conversation keeps flowing in every space. You as an employer provide to your workforce, to your employees, the information and the resources and the tools so that they can as well amplify within their own networks, no? So it's just like a chain, a ripple effect that we want to provoke during Hispanic Heritage Month. We also have, of course, giveaway goodies, meaning we have stickers, we have mugs, we have t-shirts, we have posters, etc. Whatever budget you have to give some goodies to your employees or put them in the office, we have those as well, and you can download them easily from our website. And also, in case you are organizing an internal event about Hispanic Heritage Month, we're happy to support, meaning if you need a presentation, if you need some data points, if you need whatever things you need to have your event showcasing this information or this look and feel, this toolkit, this narrative, we are happy to support as well, no? Take it as an inspiration. So some examples of external activations, for example, focusing in your Hispanic consumers on the Hispanic community as a whole. We have worked in the past with media placements. So if you have any marketing money allocated for Hispanic Heritage Month, or any public media space that you and your company have, we encourage you to use it for Hispanic Heritage Month and to have this message out there as well. So we encourage you to utilize our iconography in your media placement, billboards, newsletter, newspapers, point of sale, blah, 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 you name it. We are happy to work together for it, or if not, we can just provide data that you want to showcase. If you want an advice, whatever you need in this campaign creation, we're happy to support you along the way. So repurposing these media properties it's an important activity and an important way to create more awareness of this message. Also, we have a lot of digital marketing materials and printable materials, as I showed you before. And also, we have created and have also some material for live events. Meaning, if we have, for example, a screen in Times Square, we have some materials that you can showcase in there. If we have some out-of-home materials, or I don't know, if you're having a concert, the outdoor concert, we can create things that speak about Latinos in the U.S. now in data. These are some other examples that we've used before: activating art centers, streets, libraries, restaurants, you name it. Now, there's always space to create something. It doesn't matter where you are or where you work. We have resources that you can utilize for Hispanic Heritage Month, And also, this is an important scenario as well. We know that corporate branding guidelines can be rigid at some points, or very calculated, or maybe you have already a campaign that your internal team developed. So what we have also for that, it's just adopt the look. Maybe you include, maybe you cannot include the star because of logo competency or whatever kind of guidelines you have internally, but you can utilize maybe the colors, or maybe you can utilize some typographies, or the mosaics, for example, that we have, or some element of this brand that can allow us little by little to create a unifying brand for all of us. It makes sense for us that in the long run, when we think about Hispanic Heritage Month, we all think of the same thing, we all think of the same vibe, of the same objective, of the same colors, So we invite you to utilize the logo in your communications, to adopt the colors, to adopt the look in every way that you can, We are happy to support you in that as well. And last but not least, we have some activities for the month. Of course, you are all invited to join us to our Hispanic Heritage Month opening ceremony on September 15th. Some companies and organizations are live streaming this to their employees, so we invite you to do so. If you're interested to do that in your company, reach out to us and we can provide the material ahead of time so that you can take a look at it and just sort out all the technical details that might be of your interest. And if not, you can also widely share this link for everyone to join us. It will be a celebration of our contributions. We have a very, very curated program of 45 minutes that we are sure that you will all enjoy. And we are launching two more children's books on September, Sonia Sotomayor and Elena Ochoa. And with this, we will have already 6 children's books out now. So last but not least, besides inviting you to join us to our opening ceremony, also I would love to remind you that we are still receiving submissions for custom assets until the end of this month, so that we can have the needed time for us to elaborate them and just create things together. And so in case you are interested in creating some assets or a campaign or something specifically, we still have 2 more weeks, and feel free to reach out. I'm gonna leave my details after in the chat. And yeah, these are some of the companies and organizations that are activating with us. We will happily We would love to see your logo in here as well, and wait also for what's to come, no? So with that in mind, let me see if there are any questions in here. In case you have any questions, you'll just let us know. I'm happy to support. These are the resources that we have for you. We will be creating, we will be getting ready for the kickoff on September 15th. Also, so that you know, we are having this week out our infographic. This is the most important editorial piece that we have in the year. So if you want to use it and share it with your network, we can share it under embargo beforehand. So in case you're interested to have that piece of information, no? So that we can all amplify it together. That's it. I'm not sure if there are any questions that you would like to have or not. I'm gonna leave my email in the chat in case you have any questions, any further questions. All right. Well, if there are not many questions, then I will leave it here, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. We are excited for the month that we have left. And yeah, see you all in September 15th in our opening ceremony. Thank you.